Hi everyone, my name's Tom and today we are going to be taking a look at this Super Nintendo I've bought off eBay. Seller tells me it's got no power. I've no idea, I've not had a chance to test it yet. Cursory look around the outside, I don't know if you can see. I am slightly suspicious somebody's had this apart, just because it's a bit scuffed up around these screw holes. So, we'll see. You never know what you're getting when you buy off eBay. But I think, that's part of the fun. So what I'll do is I'm going to grab the blue mat, grab some screwdrivers, and then we'll get cracking. Okay, so I'm set up to give this a test. I've got some power, I've got an AV lead, and I've got one of the games it came with. It actually came with 5 games, it was a pretty good deal. So what we're going to do is plug this in. We'll take the power. I've tested this power lead. I know there's already getting power. It's not like the Atari we looked at last time. So, what do we get? Power's off. Let's pop a game in. It goes in okay. What I'll do, start the recording on the capture card. And power on. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so straight away I'm seeing nothing on the capture card. And unfortunately we've got no power light. So, I think the seller was right. I think there's no power. So I think we need to get this apart and have a look, see what's going on. Let's go. So even worse actually. I don't know if you can see it, it's a little dark in there. I'll see if I can bring some light around. But in this hole, there's not even any screws. So I'm saying 100% this has been apart. Somebody's had an attempt to fix this already. So, this could be a tricky one. Or maybe it'll be easy, you never know. You can never judge the skill of the person that's tried to fix these before. not that I've particularly got much, but I enjoy having a try. Tell you what I am appreciative of on this is just the nice flathead screws. Nothing funky, although I don't know if this is intentional. I don't know if you can actually see this, but it's they're off center. The slot's been cut a little weird, at least in that screw. I don't know if that's by design or just what they've done. Right. Okay, looking inside, doesn't look too bad. So I'm looking at this switch, which is a power switch, and I think that's the first thing I want to test is are we getting power as far as the switch? So what I might do is just lift this up, get the multimeter out, and we can have a see what we're getting. We're on to, I think, Philips in here. See, the interesting thing about, well, what I would call a Philips. There's the Philips head, there's the posi drive that everyone's familiar with, it's got the little sort of extra bits in. There's another one which maybe these are, and it's a Japanese standard, I forget the actual name of it, but yeah, sometimes it's not always what it seems. So, right, multimeter, one moment. Okay, what I'm going to do is pop the power back in, on this side. On DC voltage, and we're just going to see what we're getting across this, if we're getting any voltage to this switch. So we'll take a point that's going to be grounded. I'm assuming this shield is, we'll find out in a second. Make sure you can see the multimeter. And we are not getting a lot of power as far as this switch. Just let me check, see if I can find another ground point just to make sure that's actually right. This is definitely ground. Nothing there. Very interesting. Are we doing something wrong here? Maybe. Right, so I think we're going to get this further apart. and we'll have a bit more of a look at it. Possibly I'm doing something wrong there. Will be. How does this come apart? So I think the board is loose now. It's just how we get this side out. It looks like this lifts up nice and easily. Ah, and then this pulls out. Okay, I see. Put that on there. Got the spring here. And this board should lift out with the front one. There we go. Right. Next thing I want to do, because I want to get access to all of these components here, is I'm just going to remove this shield as best I can. I might just disconnect this at the front as well, just so it doesn't get damaged. I was going to say ribbon cable, but somebody pointed out to me the other day they're not actually ribbon cables, they're I forget what they call them, flat something. Comment below if you can remember the name of these, because I can't. I've always called them ribbon cables. So I might disconnect that as well. You can have a proper look at it. And then I think these look to be the ones that are holding the heatsink on, or RF shield. An RF shield or heatsink? That's probably a shield actually. Although it is actually sinking the heat from this voltage regulator. For those that saw the Atari 2600, I'm sort of convinced that's probably a voltage regulator. Might be wrong. We'll have a look at that later, I'm sure. Could even be the problem. It could easily be the problem. By the way, for those of you that watched the last video on the Atari, the composite mod, you'll have noticed a really annoying high-pitched sound for at least the first few minutes of the video. I didn't realise at the time when I was recording, but it turns out if you plug, so I used a wireless lav mic just to record the audio for these videos, and if you have the transmitter plugged in to charge it up whilst you're trying to record, you get a lot of high-pitched whine. I think it's what do you call it, like a ground loop. It sounded like switch mode noise. It was quite high-pitched, so I think it was a problem. I did try and EQ it out in post, but there's only so far I could take it, unfortunately. So huge apologies for that. It will not happen again, and I'm going to work on having a sort of backup source of audio as well, if I can get something sorted relatively soon for that. Okay, so what do we have? So straight away I'm interested in the voltage regulator and possibly what this is. SOC 1. Sorry, looking here. SOC 1.5 amps. I wonder if that's a fuse. It could easily be a fuse, so what we might do is we might just test that to see if it's going to pass current through. That's what we got. Multimeter on continuity. Okay, so nothing passing through there. Now, big question, is that actually the problem? Is that meant to be a fuse? Honestly, I don't know right now. So what I'm going to do is just try and follow the voltage through from where it goes. So it looks like the... Just looking at here. Checking the bottom, we can see that this first one is, I would say, most likely the negative. This one here. Tell you what we'll do, we'll get to voltage mode on the multimeter, we'll pop some power into here, and we'll see if we can follow this around and see where it's going. So you can see that. So we should have 9 volts there. So like we said, the power supply is actually good. So the question is where is that voltage getting to? And just check the polarity. That is the right way around, yes. This one's a negative. It gives us a good reference point. And again, I think this pad is almost certainly negative, is it? Yep. So let's play follow the voltage. So it looks like we come into this component here at 9 volts. I'm not sure what this is, but do we get 9 volts on the far side? We do. The power's coming out of there. Then it looks like, if you can see, we'll zoom in a bit, it travels through some vias. I think this is only a double-sided board. I think we're not at the time of anything hugely fancy by way of that. It comes up just next to that screw hole. It's going to come up around this capacitor, I think. So are we getting power to here? Yeah, there's 9 volts. Then from there, we go back up the other via, I think. Nothing on that side of the board though. I'll tell you what, does it come as far as this? Oh, really interesting, we're getting 11 volts to there. And nothing to that side. Are we getting anything to this? So we have IGO, which I think is going to be input, ground, output. So I'll just test that against this known ground. You come out and see the meter. This is the input. So not even got anything on the input there. Nothing on the output. Nothing on the ground. I wonder. So I am genuinely thinking the issue is probably this component, which I think might be a fuse. I'm trying to think how best to test that. Yeah, it's labelled as F1 as well. Again, we'll just zoom in. I'm tempted just to bypass it. Just see if we get anything, maybe get a power light. Should we try it? I think we should try it. I'll just cut the power for now. Pop this cable back in at the front, just so we have the power light that you can see down here, bottom corner of your screen. What I am going to do is I'm going to switch the meter into amps mode. So I've moved the cables over. This will let current pass through it. Now, to be fair, I've put this on the lower size one, so this is fused internally to 1 amp. So I may blow the fuse on the meter. Hopefully I won't. I have got spare fuses if needs be. But assuming the power is just going to work, this should be fused lower than this, so it will never say never, but my hope is if this works, it's not going to cause any more problems than we've already got. The other thing we'll need is the power switch, actually, now I think about it. Where is the switch? There we go, that goes into here. That, I think that is switched on, I believe. Right, let's see if we get a light. Or we blow the meter up. That is one of these two things. Ooh, that's interesting. So what I believe that is telling me is that is out of range for the meter, so that's probably too much current passing. That's interesting. That's probably why that fuse is blown, or at least I think so. So I think we've got another fault on this board. Although that could very easily be because I've just grounded the bottom of that switch. So we're just going to test that again. Having looked at where that switch was, it could have been touching the bottom of there. So we'll have a see if we get a red light. We do not. That's a shame. So I think there's another problem here. Beyond the switch. I know there's no heatsink on there. I wasn't intending on keeping it there for too long. We'll just check the switch in the right position. We'll go to continuity. Oh no. Possibly we had the switch off. Let's try that test again. So switch is off. It's out of the way of the bottom again now. Back onto amps. We've got power to the board. Let's see what we get. Ooh. So the polarity was the wrong way around there. But the light did come on. So straight away I'm wondering if it's just this fuse. Just... There you go, the meter's happy on amps rather than milliamps, and it's only just around 1 milliamp that seems to be passing. Okay, well that's good. That light comes on. I don't want to run that too long because I'm sure the voltage regulator will get too hot if we do. Always put your meter back into that position because without it your leads are at a dead short and you can end up blowing stuff up. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get a new one of those fuses. I'll get one ordered, and I'm sure in your time it will be seconds, but for me it's probably going to be a few days. But I'll get one ordered. See you on the flip side. Hi everyone. It's now 3 days later, for me at least. I'm sure it's just a few seconds for you. But I've managed to get some replacement fuses. They look slightly different. If I just zoom in on here, it's got a slightly more blocky look. These are little, but they're 1.5 amp fuses, rated the same. Seems like these are the common ones that a lot of people are replacing these with. So I've got the soldering iron warmed up. What I'm going to do is going to flow a little bit of solder onto these just to make it easier to clean up. And get this new fuse on, see what else is broken, if anything. Hopefully not. So just flow some of this nice fresh solder on, makes it a lot easier to clean up. For these, because they're nice big pads, I'm just going to use solder wick rather than getting the desoldering gun out. It's just not necessary for this, I don't think. Gosh, right, hold on, let me fix this focus. Okay, that should be better. Sorry about this. I'm relatively new to this YouTube stuff. I am enjoying it quite a lot, but it just takes a little bit of learning. You'll have noticed, I think it was on the last video, I might have already said it, but there we go, I think that's not quite cleaned up, but I'll tell you what, let's just get some tweezers and lift this off. And then we'll clean this up properly with the solder. Oh, there we go. Wicking it all up. Wicky wicky. But yeah, I think I may have even mentioned it last time I was filming this, but I've realised you definitely can't keep the wireless microphone receiver plugged in whilst you're using it. That causes a lot of problems. Right, those pads are nice and clean now, as I'm sure you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bit more just fully fresh solder onto that, and onto this one. And then I think what we'll do is we will cut this to length. So if that's going in the middle, we're going to cut this here and here. Perfect. That's that way we want it. And then just mill this side over as well. And I think I'll just build it up a little bit more too. There we go. Excellent, right, I'm now going to get this back together and see what we get. You never know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll see. Let's zoom out. Okay, soldering iron is going to be hot, so we'll keep that out of the way. Okay, move these, we don't want anything shorting out. And then this board should just pop back in here. There we go. Now we'll, hopefully quickly for you guys, speed everything up. You know, I've just realised this says control deck on it. That's a cool name for a console, right? Excellent. Right, I'm going to get this connected up and we can give it a try. Okay, hi everyone. I've got the console plugged in. I've got power. I'm connected up to a capture card so I can show you the output, which, if I move all this stuff over, we put the output somewhere around there for you. Don't know, we'll figure that out. I've got one of the games that comes with a console. I've got Spider-Man, so let's pop it in and give it a go. Nothing. It's definitely not ideal. Let's give it the obligatory blow of the cartridge. And we'll just try again. Ooh! Is this the game? Excellent. I just want to get far enough through and check all the buttons. 1 second, I'm not sure you're getting sound. I'm definitely not. Let me see if I can figure this out. Can you hear anything? I certainly can't. Okay, I'm going to figure that out for another video, or maybe later today. But I can show you that the we've got jump, we've got shoot webs, We can. Oh, nice. I'm not sure I've ever played this one. When I was growing up, we had the Master System, so I was more of a Sega boy. Okay, brilliant. Well, I'm well chuffed with that. It was only one little fuse, so nice, easy change. It's amazing that this one little component could cause so many of these consoles to get thrown away. But at least it's a nice, quick one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.